All right, beautiful people. So this is the second review, and I'm going to pick up right where I left off on the last one. Okay, so I left off the last one at climate and vegetation zone and explaining that. So I'll start at the outline notes for geography of Africa. Okay, and I'm just basically going on the outline that I handed you, the green outline, and I'll project it on the screen as well shortly. But all right, so in that outline packet, you did the first page, and that's fine. All you need to really do on that packet, you need to define these words and write how they relate to the river. And then you also need to define these words as well and write in a space or just think about or know how they relate to the Nile River as well. So that's it for the outline packet. Okay, moving on to noting what you've learned sheet. Now with this sheet, I took you through the journey through the Nile, right, from the source at the bottom on up through the middle of it, right, and then up to the Nile Delta, okay? And your job here is to use this sheet, use what you wrote down, the major key points, and you think about the beginning, middle, and end. Think about where it starts at. Think about what obstacles you go through, right? And think about how life changes and what life is like for people as they travel through the Nile and up the Nile River, okay? You should also think about what life is like for these nomads, okay, who had their traditional way of life, which is herding and roaming from place to place, searching for fresh pasture for their animals, right? How they had their way of life changed, right? Remember when the woman articulated that we were once all nomads, but they ended up becoming and having to adopt farming, okay? So think about what that's like for your traditional way of life, being nomadic herding, right? And then having to adopt farming, but here's another obstacle here, right? Farming in marginal lands, which is not suitable for farming, creates a problem, okay? So just think about, again, the original question of this class: how does geography affect human beings? Okay, and so think about what life is like for Adam as he traveled through the desert, and think about what life would probably be like for people who had to adopt farming, but they're in the Sahel where they get a little bit more rainfall and the land is marginal. Okay, with that being said, you should be fine if you also just go to Power School Learning and then just play the game, guys. So you can just look, try it yourself. If you don't know the answer, you can skip and then look at the answer, okay? And then you can just keep doing that, okay? And again, every one of these answers will not be on the test, but this will help you out going through this process, all right? So this review with the other review, guys, you should be fine, all right? I also encourage you to go ahead and access your online textbook or your regular textbook. And this chapter, or since this test is on chapter 19 and 20, go ahead. It's a great idea to just look up the geoterms. Any one of them that you do not have, look up the geoterms, okay? Read some of the chapters, right? A lot of the stuff that we've already covered, but some of these terms are important for you to just know in general knowledge, okay? So that's pretty much it. Please email me with any questions that you may have or concerns. And then finally, section 7.1 and 3, your test remains on Tuesday, tomorrow, okay? And then section 7.6, your test has been changed to Wednesday, okay? So again, email me with any questions or concerns, but otherwise you guys should be fine. I know that you're ready. All right.